build something that is bold, different, and aggressive.
To the bucket, slam dunk!
We're going to play with an edge, and you will see the joy and excitement in our players.
Larry stops, puts it up, and in.
Family of three, 1, 2, 3.
2 weeks from today at the Bryce Jordan Center, the 2023-2024 Penn State men's basketball season will get underway. Media day for that season is today. We'll hear from head coach Mike Rhodes with his introductory press conference here in just a moment. In fact, head coach Mike Rhodes is at the podium right now getting ready to go. I'm Brian Tripp. Thanks for watching. Let's listen in to the head coach of the Nittany Lions.
I know a lot of you, but I know all of you, so I look forward to building cool relationships with all of you. So just really excited here. We're about 19 practices in just to get rolling and to play against teams in other colors than blue and white. So we are excited this Friday night to go to Pittsburgh and play Robert Morris in an exhibition game. Against Robert Morris there, a road game for us. All the proceeds, this is a Coaches versus Cancer game on Friday. All the proceeds will go to Coaches versus Cancer, American Cancer Society. One of Andy Toole's staff members, Matthew Sweet, his director of basketball operations, is battling lung cancer right now. So when Andy and I were talking late summer, I thought it would be a great opportunity for our guys to go play on the road and get ready for this season, but also to help Matt and his family in their battle against cancer. So we're going there. As for our team, every day is a different day, and we're building this, and we're trying to really set our foundation of what we're trying to do and our style of play. But I've been really appreciative and excited about the steps our team has taken here this preseason. Just guys getting more familiar with each other, the way they're playing together, and how hard they're working. So we got a lot of work to do, like every team in the country, getting ready for their first game. But I see some pieces that I really like, and we still got a ways to go to get where we want to go. But I do like what we're becoming, and I think each week we've gotten better. I think we've had some really good days of scrimmaging and live action that has really helped us, form this team and understand what it's going to take for this team to win as we move forward. So excited to get going here this Friday night against an opponent, and of course very soon with the regular season. John, you're wearing that Phillies hat with some pride today. I like that, like many of us.
Mike, what do you think the offensive identity of this particular group is right now?
I think number one is they really share the ball. So that to me is so when you get a new team and different pieces and guys showing up, and when you really hope they share the ball. Not everybody is, not everyone does that. What I do like about this group from day one, they've done a very good job of trying to make the right play, but sharing the basketball. A hot basketball, as I call it, is a harder one to guard. That has really helped this team grow. That for sure. And then I think we got to be able to shoot the ball at a high clip. We've had days where we've done that and given our guys confidence. I thought we did that in the summer, and even down in the Bahamas we did that. That's got to be our identity. We got to play with great pace, but we got to share the ball, and then we got to make shots.
Mark and then Joe.
Mark Brennan, Lines 247. Mike, nice seeing you again. With a team like this, with so many different faces, obviously you in a new place, a new coaching staff, how do you set expectations when you're this close to the season, and what are your expectations?
Well, number one is win the day. it doesn't matter who we play next or what our schedule is coming up if we don't take care of today. That's coach cliche as well, but it's the fact when you're a new coach and you're trying to build an identity and a culture, as people use that term. We have to be, the hardest playing, the hardest rocking team there is. We got to set that tone every day against each other. So winning the day, when I say winning the day, is setting the tone every day of having high standards and high expectations. And when they're not, I got to call them out. I got to let the guys know that we got to do that over, or that's not good enough, or there's punishment, if you want to call it that, whatever. That these are the standards that we have to play at and we have to act upon all the time to get where we want to go. Now, our expectations, put ourselves in a position to win the next game. Like that's always been my mentality. If you win the day and you take care of the next day, you start stacking some days. That's when you become better and better. That's really important to me. So, and then it's my job every day to help these guys become a little bit better individually and as a team. Let's have a clear understanding of how we're going to do that. So, those are my expectations. Now, when it comes to Friday night, we want to win, and then the next time we put our uniform on, we got to find a way to win the game. I don't care who we play. That's always going to be our expectation. I don't care if we go on the road to the best teams in the country, which we will do. Find a way to win. It's not a best-of-7 series that day. It's just one 40-minute game. Find a way. And I've always been that way. Win the day, have high expectations and standards, and fight for that every day. And then have the guys really believe that on that one night in those 40 minutes, let's do what we're capable of doing.
Joe Smeltzer, Nittany Sports Now. Mike, first off, I love that you're a Rage Against the Machine fan. I know you mentioned last week seeing them in Madison Square Garden. From a basketball end, obviously Ace has had a fantastic career. You've seen all of it, but players are evolving all the time. What changes have you seen in him since he's been at Penn State? Could be from a on the court or a leadership standpoint. And how are you expecting Penn State fans to see a different Ace Baldwin than what the player was at VCU that you coached for 3 years?
Well, another year in college basketball, another year of maturity. I hope he's even more consistent than he was last year. That's really important. I think his competitiveness has helped his teammates. One thing about Ace is he's ultra competitive, even in a shooting game or half-court scrimmage or to a live game that you'll see this year. He's got an edge, and I think it's helped other guys, all of us being new together, that it's okay to have that edge and to bring it out every day. So that, I think, is number one. We need that from him. I think he's become a better shooter. I think he's become a better three-point shooter. We need to get him open three looks. As a guy that is also one of our primary ball handlers, he shoots the ball at a very high clip. So it would really help us if he got more open threes and off-the-pass threes, catch-and-shoot threes. So that's something I think he's improved on. And then, just like anything, you're better in your fourth year doing something in your first, second, and third. And let's use that experience. The biggest thing Ace is going to have to deal with this year is we're not going to win every game. He thinks we should win every game. And so his maturity and his leadership, he has to show us when we have a tough night or we have a tough first half. Is he going to lead? Is he going to lead when we have adversity? And as adversity strikes our team, like any team in the country, is he going to be able to lead us through that and out of that? And the best way to do that is together, but I want him leading the way.
Hi, Mike. Seth Engel, Daily Collegian. Another guy you kind of spoke glowingly of at Big Ten Media Day was Puff Johnson, a Pennsylvania guy. What was that like to get him over from UNC and to kind of share a similar path of, both being from Pennsylvania, coming back to the home state, and was there any relationship you guys had when he was in high
there's
school?
the pre-existing relationship with the Johnson family. As I recruited his brother Cam to Rice, he came on an official visit of Rice down in Houston. And then, of course, Jimmy Martelli had a relationship with his family as well when he was out at Robert Morris and Pittsburgh and so forth. So So we tried to recruit Puff going into his senior year, and he had a great summer that senior year. Of course, he goes to Carolina, so that existing relationship with his family definitely helped when he went in the portal. We jumped right on him, and he was very excited getting back to Pennsylvania. He had a lot of friends here at Penn State, was very familiar with Penn State. I don't know if he had any road trips to Penn State, but if you talk to him, I think he did, which helped. And I think what Puff is, number one, is he is a high-level communicator. If you watch him, he is just his vibe. He's great positivity. He has great confidence, and I think that really is one reason why he was voted the captain by his peers. I think he makes everybody in the room feel very good about themselves, very comfortable. But he also has an edge about playing. He thinks he could win everything, and I like that. So it's been a great fit, and he's been a great leader for us, and I'm really excited he's here. He's been a lot of fun to coach.
Hey, Mike, over here. Nice to meet you. I'm
Nice to
Spencer
meet
Ripchick from the Daily Collegian. So what was your pitch to the returning players to get them to stay, and how have they helped you and the new players get acclimated to Penn State?
I really didn't give them a pitch. It's more they were going to be here because with a good month before the semester ended. So it was our job as a staff to spend a lot of time with them and get to know them and have a lot of open communication. We got to spend time with them on the court. Kanye was familiar of how we played. His high school coach went to VCU. He was familiar with some of the guys on our staff and also just the style of play. With Jamil and Meach, we just spent time with those guys. Those three guys love Penn State. They had a great freshman year, and they really enjoyed their time here. So I think that helped, but then they got to know us, that part. The other part is anybody that's returning to a program that needs 10 other spots, there's great opportunity. It's not like nobody left, right? And there was lots of opportunity, lots of playing time, and no matter what, 18 to 22-year-olds that are competitive athletes, if they have opportunity, they want to compete for it. And those guys, they right from the get-go, they wanted to compete. And as we brought guys in, they did a great job of making guys feel welcome here. But those three guys have worked really hard, without a doubt. So we spent a lot of time with them and just even off the court, just time to get them to know us, get them to know me, how we do things. And I think it's been a good fit.
Mike, Daniel Gowan, Lions 24/7. You took Kanye with you to Big Ten Media Days, and it seems like that listening to him talk, he's taken a step forward and a bit of a leadership role. And from that perspective, what have you seen from this growth from him in year two, and how will having someone like Ace, playing with someone like Ace, do you think that will help Kanye?
I think it's helped both of them, Daniel. They're both dynamic ball handlers, and they play with pace and speed, and I think that helps both of them. They could help each other handling the basketball or against pressure, even though both of them probably don't need it all the time, but they're there to help each other. I think the biggest thing when Kanye came back for the summer, he was just all in. He wanted to be here. The style of play he was excited about, and I've held him to the highest standard. I think he can continue to keep getting better and better. I thought he had a great summer and fall, and he could really make plays with the ball in his hands for he and his teammates, and continue to make the game easier. That's the goal I have for him his sophomore year. Is you have this. He's elite with his speed with the ball in his hands. Now, can you make the game easier playing at that speed? And that's the next step for him. But he's been very coachable. The moments that he's had that maybe he struggled in preseason practice, like we all do, everyone does, he's done a great job of owning it, understanding it, and trying to get better. And I've been really happy with him. He has an edge to him. He wants to compete. And I think as a basketball player, he's continuing to get better and better all the time. So when you have a guy like him that has speed with the basketball that negates size, and he's tough and he could make plays, and then you have other guys like him on the court together, that gives you some a dynamic approach that we need.
Hey Mike, Max Ralph with
Max.
All Penn State. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Obviously, the guy who had this job before you left after just 2 years. What's your message to a fan base and a program that's looking for some long-term stability?
Wait and see, right? No, I mean, I'm here. I'm here, and I guess I'll answer that. If you look at the contract, you see how I want to be here for a long time. Look, to be at a place like Penn State with the administration, I came here because of the belief Pat Kraft has in Penn State, the belief he had in coming after me, and the alignment of our president and our director of athletics. Like that to me was huge. And the reason I came here, I knew a lot about Penn State. I knew more about Penn State than a lot of people. But talking to Pat and his team, it just had me so excited about the possibilities, what we can do. And it's an everyday approach. But I know a guy like him has my back, and he's been a lot of fun to work for in 6 months here. And he's excited about what we're trying to do, as we are. And those are the type of people you want to work for. So, my daughter's going to be playing lacrosse here next year. She'll be a freshman. My son can't wait to get up here next year and go to state high. There's a lot of neat things. I'm 2 hours from my mom. I've seen my mom in the last 6 months, more than I ever have since I got in this crazy business, and so that's been a lot of fun. Now there's a lot of people in Schuylkill County coming up here the last 6 months that haven't. I don't know if that's good for Center County or not, but it's been really cool to have everybody from home a part of this, and it's been a blast. So I am locked in. We have a lot of things we need to do to make this program better. Some of it's short term, some of it's long term. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm excited about that. And I said this from the first day I got here. We're going to build this to last. We just don't want to be, a flash in the pan. We want to build it to last. And it's everyday approach, but stacking days on top of each other.
Coach, Shane Thomas with CNHI.
How are you doing, Shane?
Doing well. How are you?
Great.
You talked about your dynamic guard play, but one of the dimensions I wanted to talk about is Leo O'Boyle and Zach Hicks being tall shooters, having guys that can attack and collapse the defense. How important is it to have tall shooters to be able to spread the floor?
Yeah, it's huge, and I would put Puff Johnson in that category as well. Having those guys with length and size and toughness, but also can stretch the floor and create great spacing, allows some of your dynamic guards more space to get downhill. That's got to be huge for us all year long. So we got to make shots to space the floor. That means we put multiple shooters out there. To be considered a shooter, you got to make shots in game action. I think these guys have done it in the past, but we got to do it at a high clip. And then it's going to allow guys like Ace and Kanye and DeMarco and Ray Q to get downhill and make plays, and Nick to make plays for those guys, but also for themselves at the rim. So that's huge. That was one part of being in the portal as soon as we got here, was finding guys with length and size, so we can guard people, but also be able to have enough skill, especially shooting skill, to stretch the floor and to make transition threes with everybody, but also stretch the floor in half court and make it harder to guard. That's all right. You're pretty close, man.
I had one job, but Ben Jones, StateCollegeNows.com. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Recruiting classes, you have to meet 3 or 4 guys and their families and get to know everybody's name. When you have an entire roster of guys, is there a process for, like, your name's Zach and your mom's name is Tammy? This just sort of like relationship building of the little things about guys that you need to know to kind of earn their trust. And is that different this time around than maybe when it's just 2 or 3 guys?
No, it's just what we do. It's a great question, and lots of people have been asking me that. How are you getting to know everybody? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's what we do. For these guys to give me and our program and each other everything they got, the first thing that they want to know is, Coach, you got my back. Do you care about me? So that's our job as a coaching staff, is spending time with these guys on the court, off the court, just hanging out and just shooting it in the training room, in the weight room, walking in the lounge, spending time with these guys, grabbing somebody, say, what are you doing? Let's go get some wings. That sounds like not a big deal, but when that player knows it's just Coach and I, or 2 coaches, or a GA, and we're just sitting around being normal people, and they see that side of me instead of the side with the whistle in my hand. That's more important than anything that we're doing. So I think I might have said this, but this is where it goes to. When I became a head coach at 25, Jody and I were engaged. Jody was 24. She said to me, if this is what we're going to do for the rest of our lives, let's make it about everybody and make this a big family. She said it. And because I was like this. And one thing, it was the best piece of advice I got, because we made it more than basketball everywhere we've been on this crazy journey, adventure we have. And so, I hope 7 years from now, Kanye had a great career at Penn State, and he has another basketball career, but he can't wait to get back to Penn State to see the coaching staff. Or when one of these guys get a job promotion, that they call Coach Rhodes or Coach Brunn or Big B to let them know, because we'd be so proud of them. It has nothing to do with basketball. So, I always say these guys give us all their time and their effort and their approach, right? Big portion of their life between 18 and 22. Let's make it more than basketball. So that's just me. Some coaches, it's just a basketball relationship. If it goes further, I want it to be the other way around. I want these guys to have real relationships with us beyond basketball. The basketball, to me, is the easy part. That brought us all together. But I've had conversations with some of these guys since I've been here now that have been a lot deeper than just basketball, and I think that's what we're here for. So that's how we get it. That's how we get it going. That's how we start this thing. Let's make it more than just basketball while we're here. We're putting all this time and effort to get an unbelievable degree from a great university, playing big-time basketball. Let's make it more meaningful so it's a lot of fun.
Hey, Coach. Riley Holsinger from WTAJ. Nice to meet you.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Great.
So my question for you, talked about building up this program and winning the day. What goes into consistently building a program that's going to be playing in big games come March?
Number one is have a plan, right? Have a plan in everything we do. So we have a plan for our day as a staff. We have a plan for our players every day, from the weight room, from the classroom to their meals, to their tutoring, to their basketball, to their workouts, to their individual workouts, to watching tape, all that. We have a plan, and then you work the plan. You stay organized, but then you work the plan. And you give the guys an understanding in what it's going to take on a daily basis to get where we want to go. So I just think if you work that plan every day and you stack good days, I've said that term a few times, let's stack a couple days on top of each other, that's how you build it. And that's how you get from where you were to further along. I think that's really important. The other side of it is not to be afraid to put it out there. Like we're trying to win, and we're trying to win right away. And here's what it's going to take, guys. This drill right here on defense, you have to do this drill at a high level, because in live action against another team, it's going to be really, really hard. Let's make this drill as hard as it can be so it translates to games. And everything we do translates to a 40-minute game of finding a way to win that game. And that's part of the plan.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nate Bauer from
How we
Blue
doing?
White Illustrated. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Doing great.
How did the schedule come together, the non-conference schedule? You have some unique, and even the conference schedule, obviously you have a game at Rec Hall. Just what all went into building all of that? You inherit some games, just all of it.
Yeah, well, there was some already on the schedule, but you heard me from day one talk about thinking outside the box. Let's do some different things with Penn State basketball. Maybe that's been done in the past. It's been pretty cool. Let's repeat it, or let's try to find, some other things, other ideas, and let's throw it up against the wall and see what sticks. So, Jimmy Martelli, one of our assistant coaches, he's coordinator of scheduling. He's in charge of our scheduling. He's been next to me for a long time now, so he knows what I like when it comes to scheduling and trying to find some great games, but also timing-wise and seeing if we could play at different places that way. So all of that stuff, just making phone calls and talking to event organizers, talking to other coaches out there looking for games, then talking with our administration and just throwing things at them. What do you think of this? Can we pull this off and that? The Rec Hall game, I've heard it. Everybody talked. I remember. I think it was '93. I remember sitting in my dorm room watching Penn State, Indiana play in Rec Hall, and one of my best friends was right at half court. He was out on the court during the game because when the ball went down that way. But I just remember that game. I remember how crazy it was in Rec Hall watching it. It was an ESPN game, I think. But watching that game, and I thought we got screwed that game too. But I just remember that. I remember seeing a game when I was a little kid. My dad brought me up to a game here. I think we played Temple. I was little, but I just remember that. So Rec Hall is a pretty cool place. And then seeing some of the pictures from the other sports there and how packed it is, what a cool old school vibe it has. Let's see if we could do that. Why not? Let's give it a shot. So that's where that came, and appreciate the administration really looking into it and seeing how they could pull it off. And we're going to play a Big Ten game in there. It should be a lot of fun. The Madison Square Garden game, who doesn't want to play a college basketball game there or coach a game there or play a game there? So concerts are really good there, but basketball games are even better there at Madison Square Garden. So we were going to go play in Atlanta. It fell through in the Atlanta Hawks arena. So we just got on the phones and started working stuff. And I talked to Damon Stoudemire, the new coach at Georgia Tech, and said, I think this might be an option. Is it something you're interested in? He was all for it as well. So we'll always try to figure things out like that. And in the future, we're going to try to play at different venues as much as we can, have some fun with it.
I'm Mike, Leroy Boyer.
Hey, Leroy.
Pottsville Republican.
You're following me around, man.
I am. Third time in a week or so. Hey, talk about bringing the Mike Rhodes intensity, 40 minutes of style of play to the Big Ten, and how much having Ace along makes that transition easier.
Well, I think having Ace and Nick Curran, they just can give the guys a heads up, like this is how Coach does it. I guess, Leroy, I think it was like the second or third practice, there was something going on in practice, and Nick just goes, hey, that's not how Coach does it. Let's go. And just different things like that. I think Ace and Nick help with that, and they just know me, and they know how we do certain things from a drill to how our terminology and all that. I think it's like the term I use, it's like having a TA in a class. Those guys are the teaching assistants because they've been through this before, but they still got to take care of it and do their job as well. The intensity part, look, it's just the way I was raised and it's the way I was coached. You do things as hard as you possibly can all the time and until you can't do it anymore, and then I bet you can find some more. There's a little bit more in the tank. So we're going to play really hard. We're going to be intense with our approach. We're not going to back down from anybody, and that's the part of competition that's so enjoyable and so fun. But you better have an edge at this level to compete, and we got to make sure we work on that every day. So that's just, my dad used to always say to me, if they're keeping score, make sure you win. I remember him saying that to you, hey, make sure your team wins if they're keeping score, if the scoreboard is on. And so we have that approach every day. Make your team win and impact winning. That's important.
Coach Rhodes, John Drager, Penn State Com Radio. How are you doing
John,
today?
how you doing?
Doing all right.
Great.
I don't know if you look at Ken Palm analytics or anything, but I noticed that your tempo is up into around the 100s range. Compared to last season when the team really slowed down the pace and utilized booty ball a lot, what have you seen from players like Kanye and Jameel Brown who learned through that slow pace early on in their careers and try to get them up to tempo with your style of offense?
Well, Kanye, that's not a problem because we got to let him go. We got to let him go, and he's just naturally fast and quick with the basketball. It's amazing. Kanye's faster with the ball in his hands than he isn't. We got to work on that. But there's a lot of guys like that, and he'll play fast and aggressive because he can get downhill. So we're just working on it all the time. The other thing is like a guy like Jameel and some of his teammates who are like him. If you could run and play in pace, especially when you're a shooter, that's when the defense is scrambling. They get in rotation, or you get to the three-point line quicker than the defense gets set. And with guys that give the ball up, you get shots, and you get easier shots. Transition threes are easier shots for many guys. Jamil's one of them. But if you run hard and you play with pace, you'll have more opportunities for those transition threes. So we definitely, I think that's to our advantage. We have to play much faster than Penn State played last year, or that we played at VCU last year. I think that is a huge topic for us every day. How can we continue to play fast and be aggressive and put constant pressure on the defense? Because we don't want to always just be playing in a quarter court offense against, a team that's going to be bigger and more physical than us.
Hey, Coach. It's Joe Tooman with the Daily Collegian.
Hey,
How's
Joe.
it going?
Great.
You mentioned Puff earlier, coming over from North Carolina. Also, DeMarco Dunn as well. Just with their winning experience, making an NCAA championship. Just how do you think they can impact the rest of the locker room with their winning experience?
Just being here already, they've experience, right? They have experience, and they've been in big games before, environments before. They can share that knowledge and experience with their teammates. I think the biggest thing for both of those guys, that those experiences helped them, but also created an edge for them, because the roles that they had at Carolina were different than the roles they're going to have here. So let it out, man. Let it out, and we need a lot from both of them. And they know the confidence I have in them. I think both of them could be very good players for us, but also we're all going to enjoy watching them play, because they play so hard, and they're physical, and they're aggressive, and they want to win. So I think they fit me, and they fit what we're trying to build. But they're two great kids. They've both been very, very coachable, and they're a big part of what we're trying to do. So just being at a place that has strong tradition like Carolina, they can come here and share some of that stuff here, and some of the things they've gone through, good and bad, are gonna help them here. Build this thing the right way. You got it. Thanks, guys.
That's head coach Mike Rhodes addressing the media before his first season here in Happy Valley. We welcome you into Penn State Men's Basketball Media Day Live. We'll also hear from a couple of other student athletes at the podium in just a moment. Ace Baldwin Jr., Kanye Clary, and Puff Johnson. And head coach Mike Rhodes will join us here on set as he looks to build on the traditions of Penn State basketball in his first season as head coach.
We are about set for the tip-off of this ball game. Rec Hall is the site. And the Nittany Lions have punched their ticket to the big game. Of course, when you talk about Penn State in the middle, it's Calvin Booth. Booth is sensational. Tony Carr at the horn. Got it! Penn State at the buzzer on the road. Dustin Penn State's Clark George party can close with their second ever NIT championship.
I'm Penn State forever, and it's been a lot of fun this year.
And down the road, we will use the word legendary when we speak of Lamar Stevens. One crossover for three in the lead, and scored. He knocks it down the two. For the first time in 22 years, the Nittany Lion basketball team advances in the NCAA tournament.
The Penn State men's basketball season schedule, as you can tell, 2 weeks from today, Delaware State here at the BJC on November 6th to open up the regular season. The team, as Coach talked about in his press conference moments ago, will actually be at Robert Morris on Friday for an exhibition game. And then Lehigh, the first four are at home. Delaware State, Lehigh, St. Francis makes the short trip in, and then Morehead State before Penn State plays in the ESPN Events Invitational down in Orlando. As you can see, non-conference play wraps up with neighboring Bucknell before Maryland, Ohio State, some Big Ten matchups. Georgia Tech, of course, coming up at Madison Square Garden. You see then, obviously, conference play as the calendar turns. It's hard to believe 2024 already as that calendar turns to 2024 at Michigan State, Michigan at the Palestra, and you have that Rec Hall game in there as well on February 21st against Illinois. So some big matchups, including Georgia Tech at Madison Square Garden Garden. And again, that will be on December 16th, a noon game. It's a Saturday. Penn State and Georgia Tech from the world's most famous arena, a part of what is a very exciting slate of games in great venues all year long. Of course, right here in the BJC, where we're located today for our Media Day live stream. Rec Hall later this season, they go to the Palestra, and those were some of the topics that Coach was talking about moments ago when he addressed the media ahead of this 2023-2024 season. And now we're thrilled to be joined live here on our set by the head coach of the Nittany Lions, Mike Rhodes. And Coach, I know you just fielded a bunch of questions from the media there. We'll throw a few more at you here. Okay. But one of the things that you just talked about that I thought was really interesting is how you, the staff, you have a plan, you share it with the players each day. I know you came into this thing with the plan when you were hired a couple of months ago. As they've gone through the offseason, how has that plan really been embraced by each of the guys on the team?
They've been great. I couldn't have asked for a group of guys from the summer trip till now of trying to do what we want them to do. Yeah. But also being themselves and they're the best version of themselves. So that's, you don't always get that as a first-year coach. So that's been really cool. But also watching these guys interact, some of them never met each other before. And, there's a level of tightness with this group and real talk, as I call it. They're truthful with each other, and I think that will really help as we move forward.
You mentioned getting that tightness, that bond amongst this group and the chemistry and synergy it takes to succeed not only on the court, but fitting into the system that you want your guys to play with, that bold, different, aggressive style. Having the Bahamas trip, all the work throughout the summer. How have you seen that pay off now as you start to ramp up as you get ready for that first game action?
Yeah, it's helped a lot, and you're exactly right. Now we're ramping up. Now it gets really serious. The summer was great, and especially the trip to Bahamas because they spent a lot of quality time with each other. But we really learned what they're capable of doing and what they should stay away from. And that's just as important as building your plan. Are these guys able to do some of this? And that has helped us a lot, especially with the live action in the Bahamas. And then, picking our pieces to really work on this September and October. And then, all right, putting it all together now as we get ready to go for real time.
This is fun. We actually get to talk some ball with you here today. I feel like all the time it's, welcome to Penn State. Where's everyone coming in from? Everyone's coming up from the coal country, coming up here to Happy Valley. We actually get to talk some ball with you today. The thing that I love about this, too, is you have an idea, an identity that you want to play with you and the staff. But you also mentioned there you're trying to learn how each of the players fit that identity. Where are you in that process of identifying where the puzzle pieces are going to fit as you head into the opener?
I feel pretty good, but every plan of attack, right, gets knocked into pieces the first time, and then you pick them up and you figure it out again. I always, that's just sort of how it goes. Yeah. You got to be ready to change, but there's certain things, the way we're going to play defense, we got to live on that. That's who we are. That's got to be our makeup. And then the offensive end, I just think we have a lot of guys that do a good job of just naturally sharing the ball, and then we have guys that can shoot it, and then we have some guys that are talented with the ball in their hands to go make plays. We got to have that plan to connect all of that, so we're hard to guard every night we play. Now, we'll have some tough nights where the ball doesn't go in. That's where we got to rely on other stuff. But I do think, guys know what each other can do. That has helped. The other part in practice, they've been competing. They've been getting after it. So they're not afraid to get dirty and get down and dirty and try to find ways to win when things aren't going their way.
A two-part question here. First, the familiarity of Ace and Nick that they have with you. How has that helped in translating over to so many different faces that you work with for the first time?
It's been tremendous. I said in the media earlier, it's like they're TAs. Right? They know the textbook. They know the textbook. Now they got to help some of their teammates.
Great analogy on a college campus.
There you go. But I think that's huge. That way, like just one day, I was like the second or third day of practice, Nick said, "Hey, that's not what we do. That's not what Coach wants," and he wasn't putting his chest out. It was he's helping his teammates. Like, no, this is how we do it. Some of the terminology those two guys can share very quickly with their teammates. What Coach is talking about, what the staff's talking about. So that has helped. The other thing too is they can come and talk to me about, hey, Coach, these guys, they don't understand this or that. That has really helped. So it's been great. But the best thing about the two of those guys, how they've been so open to their new teammates and helping them along. It's been super.
And I think that leads perfectly into my next question. The second part is having guys like Kanye, Jamil, Meach, Andy, Dan, who have the institutional knowledge and know that they know what the program was able to accomplish last season, to have them bought in not only to what you want to do, but also to have those resources to lean on, guys who have all been through this before right here in this building.
Well, those 5 guys right there that have returned from last year, they love Penn State.
Yep.
They love Penn State, and they love being here. So the new guys saw that in the summer, especially this fall. Those guys have been great for us because we as a staff would ask them how some of these things on campus, how things operate, where things are. That's been huge. Number one thing is you want from your players is you want them to love where they're at, because and then they're not afraid to love the hard work and the tough things you go through together. And those 5 guys have been super since we've gotten here. They love Penn State. They've been open to a new coaching staff and new teammates, and they're very important to us.
And I know you know this from your background, just how much people and fans love Penn State.
Yes.
What is it about this place that, number one, you came in with an idea, an expectation, and an internal knowledge already, but what is it about the love for Penn State that you have gained and learned since you've been here?
People love to be here.
Yep.
And then the people that you have to leave after graduation, a lot come back, or they keep coming back to visit. I say this all the time, running into the students, not just athletes, but students. They love being here. People don't leave Penn State, and when they kick you out after you graduate, they find ways to keep coming back. And there's a level of love here that is just you can't make up. And then the other side of it is they love when their sports teams, all their sports teams are competitive and winning and successful, because they love to cheer for them.
And we were just seeing some shots of that on our live stream right here. Can't wait to see this building packed. There's a sparkle in the building today, Coach. How much are you looking forward to coaching your first game right here with everyone supporting the team?
Crazy thinking about it. Pretty soon, Trip. We'll be, these bleachers will be pulled out, and we'll have this place filled up, and everyone's going to be going crazy. And our students are really excited. We sold out the student tickets in a couple hours, and we have a high number of season tickets sold. So there's just a lot of excitement. Now, that has a lot to do with last year's success, and then us being here and saying we're going to get after it. And I think the group of guys here, you're going to be really proud of them. So I get to coach here in the BJC. I get to coach in the rec in rec hall. I go to Madison Square Garden, the Palestra. This is like a dream come true. Now we got to produce, but man, I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd get to coach in places like this. And so I'm very, very lucky.
And the last thing for you, I know that we talked about the importance of getting on the court, and you're going to play an exhibition game on Friday. The other part of that that's important is the meaning behind that game. Why is that so important?
Well, Coach Toole's staff, one of his staff members, Matthew Sweet, the director of basketball operations, is battling lung cancer right now. And Coach and I talked about he was looking for a game, and I said, we'll come right away. I said, go on the road with our team, try to build our program, but here's an opportunity to help Coach Sweet and his family in his battle, and all the proceeds of this game at 7 o'clock on Friday night at Robert Morris will go directly to Coaches vs. Cancer, American Cancer Society, and the Sweet family. So we're fortunate we could help.
Coach, really appreciate the time. Have a great season. Thanks for being a part of our Media Day live coverage.
You got
today.
it. Thank you.
Head coach Mike Rhodes joining us here at the Bryce Jordan Center as the Nittany Lions getting some shots up before they meet with the media here on this Monday afternoon from the BJC. 2 weeks from today, we will have the home opener here between Penn State and Delaware State. The first 4 games this year are at home here inside the Bryce Jordan Center. Well, this team had an opportunity to meet with fans last week out at East Hall. Ball at East Hall was packed. The environment was awesome for the men's and women's basketball teams. And you can just tell, as Coach just talked about, there's so much excitement for this upcoming season. And you could sense that passion as our Kendall Skalicki had an opportunity to talk to fans.
What made you want to come out here tonight and support the team?
School spirit. I came here because of the atmosphere, the culture.
I'm a huge college basketball fan, grew up watching Penn State basketball.
I just love the school spirit, and I wanted to support my team.
I grew up a State College kid, Penn State kid. I came to every basketball game as a kid, and I love just basketball. I love watching it.
How excited are you for basketball season this year?
I'm so excited. I got my tickets.
I'm really looking forward to it. I hope we make it back to March Madness again, and hopefully we win it all this time.
We have a new coach this year. How excited are you for basketball season?
very excited. New coach, new opportunities.
Everything I've heard about him, every time I've talked to him, I've loved him. Everything he says about our program, he's bringing in great people. We got Puff Johnson, Ace Baldwin. They're going to have huge seasons. It's so exciting for us.
What makes this Penn State community so special?
Just the togetherness, just all the positivity, just the excitement. Everybody's here. Everybody gets along. Everybody comes together on game days, and that's what makes it so special.
Just the amount of school spirit, the amount of community, like how everybody loves each other, supports each other.
You talk about a love for Penn State. Those students have love for Penn State, and they can't wait to see this thing tip off. As Coach just talked about, student season tickets, the season ticket packages sold out, but still an opportunity to come to games this year. Just because you didn't get your tickets yet doesn't mean you can't be here, a part of the action at the Bryce Jordan Center. And we have seen here, going all the way back over the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, even before COVID, how much fans can impact the games here at the BJC. So that was the fan perspective from Ball at East Hall last week on Thursday evening. I just love the energy that we saw that day, and you could tell the Penn State players absolutely loved being out there in front of the Penn State fans.
You guys get to our games this year. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and then we go after everybody together.
Man, you know, a little light work. I missed the threes. I should have hit it earlier, but we hit it earlier.
The inside.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Great job. Let's go.
And we kick things off here on our set with Qudus Wahab. And Qudus, you were out there at Ball at East Hall last week. You've had a chance to play for some great programs before in Georgetown and Maryland, your first season here with Penn State. To see that set the tone for the season from your fans and from the students here on campus, how was that environment out there last Thursday?
It was really fun, great environment to be in for sure. To be with the fans and my fellow teammates, the women's basketball team. It was really fun for sure.
You've had an opportunity to integrate with new teammates before, whether it was before your freshman season or when you went to Maryland. How has this group started to come together, and what's important to make sure you come together throughout that process so you learn not only the skills of your teammates and how to put them in a position to succeed on the floor, but also the type of people that they are, whether it impacts the game on the floor, the culture, but how they are behind the scenes as well?
Yeah, this group is coming together pretty well because one thing that we all have in common is competitiveness, and we have one goal, which is to win this year. And we've had a lot of team bonding events of basketball, and it's been really helping us to build that team chemistry and stuff.
Well, I know Coach Rhodes was just here, and he was just talking about team bonding, and he talked about the trip to the Bahamas. He's talking about all about on the court. I'd imagine the weather and that experience off the court helped the team bond pretty well as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You talk about getting to learn about your teammates and some of the skill sets that they have. Coach talked about length, size, the ability to make shots. What is it about the personnel that you see throughout practice leading up to the year that will allow you to play to that identity?
Oh, yeah, we definitely have players on this team. We have the length, like Coach said. We have the size, point guard, shooters on this team. We definitely have the pieces. We just gotta put it together.
When you come into a new system, what is the learning process for you as a player to get to know the way a coach wants to play, the way Coach Rhodes wants to play in that tempo, and leaning on that defense that he wants to play with?
Yeah, it's just to listen every day. Listen to the coaches. Coaches making it easy for me because he's a great coach. Every time in practice he talks to everyone. So the key is just to listen and be open-minded to learning new stuff. And the style of play here is a lot different from what I'm used to. But I've been, the past few months I've been able to assimilate and learn a lot from Coach Rhodes.
What makes this style of play unique, and why do you think it can give opponents a lot of trouble?
Yeah, it's just the pace, the defense. The pace is really fast. A lot of teams don't want to play as fast, as we want to. But that's really gonna help us and give opponents, that what they really don't want, you know. So the pace and the style of defense is really key.
You've been through the Big Ten before. You know this is a challenging conference. How much are you looking forward to the opportunities that you'll have going against some of these opponents each and every night in the Big Ten?
Oh yes, that's a really great way to like show myself every game. You know, it's a really good competition. Playing against Big Ten teams is really not easy. You know, we just have to like keep playing hard. The key is playing hard and, you know, paying attention to details and stuff.
Well, we just started this thing, and we're going to wrap it up this way. We started showing the fans and talking about how excited you were to be out there in front of them. What impact can they make in this building so that opposing teams come in here and know that this can be a tough place to play?
Oh yeah, we just want them to come to the games, every game, you know, be loud, every possession, you know, give us as much support as they can, you know. That's really going to help us and build our confidence as the season goes by.
Quidis, really appreciate the time. Have a great season. Thanks so much for joining us live here on our show. As you can see, Media Day is live and underway here from the Bryce Jordan Center. We appreciate Quidis joining us here on the set. He enters his graduate season here, 6'11", 245. He made me look a little tiny here on set as the Nittany Lions get set for this 2023-2024 season. Raquandis Mitchell joins us now as we continue here on our Media Day live stream. We welcome everyone watching. Please let us know where you're watching from. If you have any questions for our student athletes, post those in the comments section. Let us know what you're looking forward to most heading into this 2023-2024 Penn State basketball season. And you've made the transition here to Penn State. You've been a part of a lot of programs during your collegiate career. Coach was just talking about his acclimation process, and he's a Pennsylvania guy. He knows all about Penn State, but he was talking about his acclimation process to Happy Valley. What makes this place unique and special so far from what you've been able to learn about Penn State?
I would say the people. Everyone here has been like, you know, greeting me with open arms, and, you know, I've just been super excited about it. Like bobblehead, like that's how I've just been, like, honestly being here. So I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Well, I know walking around campus every day, there's a special feel. Football games, you get all that. You can see the volleyball team, right? You can go to all these different events, but you guys are finally going to have that opportunity to compete in front of Penn State fans out here on the floor. What are you looking forward to showcasing most here as this season gets underway, where people will actually get to see your team compete, all that hard work you put into the offseason?
I would say just competing. We've been doing it a lot since the summer, you know, with each other. So it's going to be super fun, like getting out there to compete against other players, other organizations. So I think that's what I'm really most excited about, is just competing on that floor.
Obviously, you have a great foundation going hard against each other every single day in practice. And the scrimmages, you'll have the exhibition coming up against Robert Morris on Friday. What have you learned so far about your team?
It's not always sunshines, but it's good because at the end of the day, we always come together. We're always with each other, hanging out, you know, building that chemistry together, always on and off the court. So, you know, I think we have a tight bond together, and I think that can go a long way.
What does this group do away from the court to build that bond, that chemistry? What are some of the things that you and your teammates like to do?
I would say like movies, bowling, just kind of hanging out, watching football. We've been watching a lot of football games with each other lately, so doing stuff like that, and, you know, even playing video games. So we've been kind of connecting a lot.
All right, I have to ask you, what's the best movie that you've seen lately? Put you on the spot.
Yeah, put on the spot. All right, my best movie, I would probably have to say it was like The Final Wish. It's a scary movie that's out right now. It's new.
Halloween season.
So
I get it.
I
get it.
I gotta watch some Halloween movies. So.
Do you have a favorite candy that you're gonna hope to? Are you going trick? You're probably not going trick or treating, are you?
I would. If I had my niece here, I would definitely take her, go trick or treating. But I don't. But my favorite candy.
You're one of those guys. You're gonna go in and steal the candy from the niece.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll go get it all for her, and then I'll just keep it for myself.
Where do you still want to see? Let's shift back to basketball. I guess we're supposed to talk about that. Where do you want to see the team continue to grow before before Delaware State, before Lehigh, before those first 4 home games?
Just continue to buy in what Coach has been preaching every day, and we're doing a pretty good job at that. So, you know, a lot of the stuff is new to, you know, a lot of us. We're all pretty new, so we're just learning each day, learning each player. So I think we continue to do that day by day, then we're going to be pretty good.
When you're going through something new like that for the first time, right? You have 9 newcomers this year. You have a couple of guys who have been a part of the Penn State program before, but a new coach, different style of play. How much can you really gain from practice? How much did the scrimmages help? How much did the Bahamas help? But then being through it before in other programs, how much of it just has to come from a let's wait and see and learn because we're finally going to get that live game tape once November 6th hits?
Yeah, I think it's definitely coming to that where we're all pretty excited to just see like how good we're going to be or like, what we're going to do. So we just keep on punching in every day, working, and, that's going to be really good for us.
Well, I know you played in some big games before, but from the Summit League and UIC and junior college, what are you looking forward to most about competing in the Big Ten?
I think I would say the crowds and like the environments in different areas. Just competing at the highest level, competing with my new teammates and everything. Like it's exciting, honestly. So I'm really thrilled for that.
And we're seeing the BJC packed and loud right here. Team also though this year is going to have a chance to compete in rec hall across campus, where volleyball and wrestling and gymnastics competes. You're going to go to the Palestra in Philly, which is absolutely unbelievable. Madison Square Garden as well.
Crazy.
What are some of those dates? I know you guys want to attack it each and every day and have that plan each and every day, but there's a lot of things to really look forward to this year too as a player.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things to look forward to, but we can't get too caught up in the future so far, so we got to take it day by day, but I'm super excited for those things. That's once in a lifetime thing, so that's great.
Yeah, Ray Q, that's why you come to a place like Penn State to have those opportunities. I know you're looking forward to it. Appreciate the time. Have a great season.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate it. As you take a look, Media Day underway here at the Bryce Jordan Center ahead of Penn State men's basketball 2023-2024 campaign. As we said, the Nittany Lions will be heading back to Rec Hall this season.
We're just about set to roll here at University Park.
Shoots and scores.
Tournament. They storm the court of Rec Hall.
The 21st of February, 2024, Media Day Live for the Penn State men's basketball team. A chance to play at Rec Hall this season. We just talked about that with Ray Q a moment ago. Jameel Brown from Philadelphia, heading into his sophomore season now, joins us live here on our set. Jameel, you know what it's like to compete in front of these Penn State fans already. How much are you looking forward to getting back out there on the floor right here at the BJC?
I'm really excited. It's going to be very spicy out there, very spicy out there, all the fans are very raucous and, they just want to have a good time and see us win.
I know that with that bold, different, aggressive style that Coach Rhodes wants to play with. And the thing that he just talked about when we had him here on our set with yourself and Kanye and Meech, Dan, Andy, is your love for Penn State. Where did that love from Penn State really form for you? And now how do you want to leave your own legacy here as a part of the program coming back?
My love for Penn State formed for me when I went to the NIT championship at the Madison Square Garden.
You'll play there this year?
Yep. We will play this year. I went there because one of my good family friends is Tony Carr. Watched him play. I actually celebrated with the team on the court after the game. So, that was really where the love for Penn State came for me at, just watching how the fans were very like a symphony, you know what I mean? Like just seeing how loud they cheer for the team and just hearing that "We Are" chant stuck with me for a long time.
And that gives you goosebumps each and every time. And I mentioned that the opportunity to come back and be a part of this now and buy in with what Coach Rhodes is doing here, yourself, Kanye, Meech. How can your group build upon the success that your team had last year? I know there's a lot of different pieces, but how can you build upon what was a successful year last year and the experiences you've had last year of playing in a Big Ten championship game, going all the way to the second round of the NCAA tournament? How do you build upon that foundation?
I feel like just going by Coach Rhodes' motto, bold, different, and aggressive, just feeling like, we can beat anybody at any time. How fast we play, how hard we play, just feeling like, we can go out there and just beat anyone.
Coach was talking about as well, specifically with you guys that I just mentioned, the thing, he comes in and Ace and Nick were with him at VCU, and there's the familiarity of some of the coaching staff from VCU. But there's also what you guys can help with is, hey, this is how you get to class. This is what's going on campus. This is what it's like, how you walk around, where to navigate yourself through the BJC. This is where we're going for training table. How many guys have come to you for that type of advice so far?
It's been a lot, we have a bunch of new guys here, just making them learn from us and taking them to the training table, learn how to get to class, to the Morgan Center, things like that, So it's been fun just to, teach them the ways of Penn State.
Yeah, the 16 months since you first stepped on campus, where are you a better basketball player right now?
I feel like I'm a better basketball player mentally.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you got to keep going. College basketball is a grind, not only on the court but off the court. Just knowing that you got to show up every day and be disciplined in things that you do.
Obviously had a lot of great teammates to learn from last year. Where did you grow throughout the course of the season, and where do you feel like that will translate? You just talked about one element. Where do you feel like that's really going to translate over to the court going into your sophomore year?
I would say being more aggressive defensively. Just going up against guys like Jalen Pickett and Seth Lundy, Andrew Funk. I can go down the line. Just playing against them and knowing that I have to be aggressive defensively to stop them, and just knowing offensive concepts and what coaches want and what watching film and things like that.
You mentioned defense. How is the defense going to set the tone for this team? I know Coach is big on that.
Oh, it's going to be the heart and soul of our team. That we got to stop guys to win. Defense wins championships.
All right, last one for you, then we'll let you slide on out of here. Personality of the team this year. How would you describe the personality that you guys have? I see a lot of smiles. I see a lot of guys joking around today. For so many different faces, it seems like you guys were able to grow together pretty well here over the course of the last couple of months. How would you describe the personality of this year's team?
Personality this year of the team is it's different. It's very different. We got a bunch of different personalities, a bunch of different players like to do different things on and off the court. So I feel like it's different, but, it'll help us on the court as well.
Yeah, I think you said it best. It'll come together like a symphony. Jameel, really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Jameel Brown joining us here. Media Day underway at the Bryce Jordan Center. We'll talk to Nick Kern Jr. next, but he was mic'd up a couple of weeks ago. You're going to love hearing the best sound bites of Nick Kern Jr.
What's this? Come on, yo. Hey!
If I threw that up to you,
What happened? What happened?
you dunking, you catching it everywhere.
Yes, sir. You know it's cash. I feel like the Hawk right now.
Hey, switch back.
Let him know you're good. Let him know you're good, baby. Good run, baby. Good run. And that's a day with Nick and his bros.
Nick's laughing at that one. Nick Kern Jr., who played his last 2 seasons at VCU with Coach Rhodes, his first season here as a Nittany Lion. I can tell from that, you come to work with a smile every day.
Oh, yeah, every day. If I don't have a smile, it's something wrong.
So you love playing basketball?
Yeah, it's what I love. So it's what I love to do. So, yeah.
Okay. Because of that, we asked everyone else about Coach and about what you're doing to get ready for the season. We want to get to know a little bit more about you. When did you first step on a basketball court and why?
I first stepped on a basketball court.
I know, I'm throwing a curveball out here to start.
Probably I was real young, maybe 3 or 4 or 5.
Yep.
I started real young. Went a long way, stopped playing in middle school for a while, got back to it in high school, and here now.
Who's your inspiration on the basketball court?
My inspiration on the basketball court is my uncle. I lost him my freshman year of college, and he always pushed me to be where I'm at now.
You mentioned push to be where you're at now, and that's the opportunity now to play for Coach here,
yes.
to follow Coach here to Penn State, and to play in the Big Ten. What are you looking forward to most about this opportunity in front of you?
To get the best of myself, just keep going and make it to the highest level of basketball I can play.
All right, let's ask you this question. Penn State fans are going to get to know you. They're going to get to see you. They're going to I'm telling you, they're going to love that smile out there on the floor this year. What kind of player can you be? What kind of player do you want to be? What skills do you bring to the table for those fans who haven't seen you play yet?
I'm an energy type of player. I bring the energy to the team. I feel like I'm the energy of the team. If my energy down, I feel like a lot of others' energy would be down too. So I push a lot of my teammates. Yeah, I'm energy.
How does that energy marry itself perfectly with what Coach wants to do, where you're playing that high pace, you're playing that tempo, and you guys are loving playing that defense on the other side?
I mean, my smile tell it all. If you see me smiling, I'm having fun. just really having fun for real.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's important. When you guys are having fun, like this is, you can tell already that this is a close team. It feels like having fun goes hand in hand with having success out there on the court.
Yeah, facts. You got to have fun in order to have success for real. That's what I think on the court. You got to have fun in order to go on and win.
Coach was talking about how at times he's leaned on yourself, has leaned on Ace to help him. He called you guys TAs.
Yeah. Someone just told me that.
How have you done that with your teammates?
Like I know a lot because I've been with Coach for like the last 2 years. So just talking to my teammates when Coach doing something different with other teammates or just helping out a lot.
I know it's never going to be perfect. And it's never perfect even as you go into March and you're playing in big games, you're playing in tournament games. But where do you feel like this team is at now maybe compared to a couple of months ago in understanding and getting that acclimation where the way Coach wants to play is starting to become natural for you guys out there on the floor?
I feel like we the best. We not the best that we want to be right now, but we are striving to be greater and greater every day. We pushing ourselves every day. I feel like we're going to be a good team.
But it will be nice.
A great team.
But it's going to be nice to play someone in a different jersey, I bet.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Can't wait.
You guys have that opportunity. Robert Morris, Friday, exhibition before Delaware State, Lehigh, the first 4 right here at the BJC. When you guys have that opportunity to play against a different opponent, I know you've had scrimmages and stuff, but when you play that different opponent in front of fans for the first time, what do you think you're going to learn about your team?
I think we're going to learn a lot more, like who we really are, like around fans, because we haven't played with fans yet. Well, this team haven't played with fans yet. But I think we're gonna learn like who we really are, and who our coaches really is too.
I love that mic up you did. Do you like it? You might. I think you seem
like
a guy that.
I love my mic
Let's give this guy a mic. He wants a mic all
season
season long. He just wants to sit here. He doesn't want. He just wants to be
I love my mic up. Everyone love that.
Nick, have a great season. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, Nick Curran Jr. joining us here on our Set Media Day as we start to wind down. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from today. Let us know what you're looking forward to most about this upcoming Penn State basketball season. As again, Penn State will kick it off with 4 straight home games beginning on Monday, November 6th against Delaware State. That's a 7 p.m. tip. And then that Friday before a big football game that weekend, a 7:30 tip-off against Lehigh on November 10th. And Penn State, again, has this very exciting slate of games coming up for the 2023-2024 Penn State basketball season. We're joined by DeMarco Dunn now. He's going to wear number 2 this year for Penn State. See it right there? You're looking down. Are you double-checking to make sure you're wearing number 2?
No.
No. All right, just wanted to check. Played the last couple of years at UNC, now joins Coach Rhodes and the program here at Penn State. What are you looking for? I just asked Nick this. What are you looking forward to most about actually getting to play someone wearing a different colored jersey in a meaningful game for the first time?
Just being able to compete. It's been so long since last season. Just getting out there with a new group of guys and Coach Rhodes, the style of play. I'm just excited to compete.
What will make this group tough to compete against?
Just the personalities. Started from the head coach down to Ace and everybody in the locker room. I just think, we're a bunch of dogs like German Shepherds. You know what I mean? We're going to get after people. So,
describe Coach Rhodes. You talk about personalities. Describe playing for Coach Rhodes so far.
He's fiery, competitive. He's going to get after you. He's going to get the best of you, but he's going to push you. And, that's something I appreciate.
And I know when he pushes you that there's going to be some good days. There are going to be some bad days. What is it about this team and the way that they've handled that maturation process so far in the offseason that you like the mixture, you like the group, you like the identity and personality you've started to form here over the last couple of months?
Just how we go with the flow. We know there's gonna be some good days and some bad days, but we all pick each other up. It's a great group of guys, a great locker room. I think we have a lot of pieces to be really special. We all mesh well, so just that maturity.
You obviously have played in some big games in your career before, having a great NCAA tournament run in 2022, and you have that experience under your belt. How can some of the lessons that you learned a part of a different program apply to what you and your teammates are trying to accomplish here, where this program, even though there were a lot of new faces, had a real special year a year ago?
I think just the last 2 seasons, just knowing what it takes to be successful at this level, day in and day out, just to grind. And a lot of guys that have transferred in have been successful. Obviously the transfer from VCU, Puff, guys that were here last year that went to the tournament, just knowing what it takes day in and day out to be successful.
What's Puff, because of your familiarity with him? What's he bringing to the team?
Just a guy that plays hard, personable. He's always going to have a smile when he plays. So, he's fun to play with.
I just asked Nick this question before. I know it's really hard to talk about yourself sometimes, but fans don't really know who you guys are yet. You know, there's so many new faces. They're trying to get to know what you do, not only on the court but off the court. They want to see who you guys are. What should fans know about you as a basketball player?
I'm gonna bring the energy. You know what I mean? I think I'm, you know, kind of a steady player, but you know, when the games get close and you know, I want the ball. You know what I mean? I want to turn the fans up a little bit, so I'm bringing the energy for sure.
Well, you're from Tucson, Arizona. You played at UNC. Are you ready for the winters here in Happy Valley?
I have no idea. Everybody keeps telling me that. I don't know how cold it is. It's getting cold right now. You know what I mean? But
this is nothing.
I know.
This is nothing.
I know. This is the coldest I've ever been. So I don't know what to expect. But we'll see. We'll find out. I'll be ready for it.
Well, you know, as it does get colder outside, that means it is basketball weather. Like you start to get that feeling that it's basketball weather, and this place starts to get packed. Playing here, I know you had that experience out at Ball at East Hall the other night, and you get to see all the fans. What are you looking forward to most about playing here and playing in the Big Ten, where you're going to be going to Michigan State, those types of venues night in and night out, and have those type of teams come here to play in this barn?
Right. Man, that's part of the reason why I came here, to play in those big games in those big arenas.
I bet you get the sense too from past seasons. Like there's something about the Big Ten, like it's that physical, the game. Like there's just a little bit different brand of basketball.
No, it is. It definitely is. And coming from the ACC, we played big games. When we played Indiana, it was a whole different experience. You know what I mean? That's why I'm excited to play here. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
How do you feel like Coach's style? Like I feel like his style is a great marriage for competing in the Big Ten. The way you guys want to play, why do you think that will be successful in a conference like this?
I think it gets the best out of our players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think, you know, we like to get up and down. We like to play fast. You know, freedom on offense and being disciplined and being hard-nosed on defense. I think we're going to get the best of a lot of teams this year.
All right. Last question for you, and then we'll let you get out of here, get some shots up before practice. What's one thing fans should know about DeMarco Dunn? It's always like the hardest question too. It should be an easy one, but it's always this is always the hardest question.
Man.
And don't turn that question around and ask me because I don't have an answer.
Oh man, I can sing a little bit.
Hold on.
Don't ask me to sing.
Hold on, with the mic in front of you.
No,
you
no,
just
no,
said
no.
you can sing a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm not in singing mode though.
That's a grave mistake, my friend.
No.
We have a mic in front of you on a live broadcast. You just said you could sing.
Okay, I used to be able to sing. I used to lead choirs at my church when I was younger. Yeah.
So if I asked you to sing a song right now, I couldn't put you on the spot and get you to sing a song. Who do you listen to? What music do you listen to?
I like to listen to a lot of Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Rilo. Those are rappers though. It's not really
and I'm not going to ask you to sing those songs because we'll be censored. we don't have a censor ready to go.
we could find a clean version.
Find the clean version.
Yeah.
DeMarco, really appreciate it. Have a great year. Thanks so much.
Appreciate
DeMarco Dunn joining us here on set on this Media Day Live 2023 ahead of the 23-24 Penn State men's basketball season. Our thanks as well to head coach Mike Rhodes for kicking it off today. His press conference, having Quudis with us, Ray Q, Jameel, Nick Kern, DeMarco Dunn. Man, what a great group. This is a great group of guys, a lot of personality. I think you're going to love the way that they play, the way that they represent the blue and white here going into this 2023-2024 season. Let's take a look at that schedule one last time to get you set for this new year. Delaware State, November 6th, Lehigh, November 10th, St. Francis, November 14th, Morehead State, November 17th. 4 straight home games to open up this new season. Great job by our producer, Ross Woomer, as always today. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Don't forget coverage of those first couple of games coming up on Big Ten Plus. We can't wait to bring those to you. But once again, thanks again for tuning in today. I'm Brian Tripp saying so long from the Bryce Jordan Center. We're just 2 weeks away from tip-off. Nittany Lions get their season underway. They get a new era of Penn State underway as well, with Mike Rhodes in his first season at the helm of the Penn State basketball program. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow with our women's basketball live media session here from the BJC. Can't wait for that as well. I'm Brian Tripp. Thanks for tuning in.